Okay. I don't mind if you call me my real name, by the way, Victor.
Yeah.
So, obviously. It's Jacob, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Hey,
I'll
everyone.
call you.
Yeah, just call me Subutai, but Jacob is perfectly fine as well.
Cool.
Okay. So, welcome to my little tutorial and intro I'm doing with Vibing with Victor. Link to his channel is in the description. So, he's very new to the game, so I'm just going to take him through a tutorial of sorts, teach him the controls and whatnot, and then we'll play some games and just hang out.
Yeah, it should be great. I really appreciate you having me on. You've been supporting my channel, and I appreciate it. I do RPGs, all sorts of stuff like that, and it's pretty close to what we do.
Mm-hmm. So we're booting up the game now. Hopefully you can see it.
I can see it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I felt like an old man trying to set this all up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little intimidating at first, but once it's set up, it's, for the most part, pretty straightforward. So I think we'll start with the in-game tutorial.
Okay.
Because there's a nice little, in the story actually, there's a little in-game tutorial you can do. So there'll be like stories for many of the characters.
All right.
Okay.
I'm playing on keyboard.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I'll be
So
sure.
what is it? It's.
So WASD to move.
Okay.
And then YTGH. And then Y is like you're swinging like from your right shoulder. T is you're swinging from your left shoulder. And then H is from the lower right, and G the lower left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just orient my keyboard here.
Sure.
All right, ready?
Space guard, and you do space to long guard as well, and that's usually to block thrusts, but it also does allow you to stab and to do some other interesting moves.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Some other characters have other guards too, by tilting up or down.
Wow.
So this is not like your typical fighting game. This game does try to be true to realistic fencing. So like it's saying here, you don't want to just throw attacks anytime. You want to pay attention to your defense because any individual attack can just end the fight right there.
Hmm.
So let me make sure you got keyboard control. I think I could just have you do the tutorial. That might make it easier. There, you should have keyboard control now.
All right. Waiting for it to load.
Yep.
Yeah, this is even more intimidating than fighting Tomcat on KCD2, man. I hate it.
Yeah,
All right. He's an animal.
Okay, so you should be able to use the WASD keys to move.
I'm trying right now, but it's not letting me.
Alright. Looks like you're moving now.
There we go.
Sometimes you gotta click the browser, the window.
Yeah, I had to click into it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I have... It's only allowing me to move. Okay.
And then W like moves to the left, S to the right. And when we're actually playing games, like there's different controls for the right side, but I'll just let you play on the left side to keep things simple.
Okay.
Otherwise, you
Okay.
have to learn
Dodge. Okay.
Yeah, so that's if you really want to get out of there, like if someone pushes you or you're about to be hit. It does lower your guard though when you do that.
Okay.
Upper right's your most important one, yeah. Because that usually aims at the head, and that's like the best target to hit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's special attacks.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Each character has like different inputs you can do, combos and stuff like that. So if you hold forward and press Y, you'll do a forward Y cut.
Okay.
And then if you hold back and press G, you'll do a different cut, and then forward TT for a combo. Yeah.
There we go. Picking it up. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to be ranked soon here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay, blocking. Yeah, so this game has an auto guard, so you don't parry manually the way you do in Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're not attacking, that's when your auto guard's up. And this works even when you walk, so you can move and block, but just keep in mind that based on how you're positioned, sometimes an attack will slip through if your opponent gets to the side, for example, and you're just not in a position to block, then you might be hit. Or if you're recovering from throwing an attack, that can also be a chance for the opponent to hit you.
You can cancel attacks and then return to your... Okay.
Yeah. So that's very important, especially if you commit to something and you're like, oh, my opponent's responding to that, I don't like that. Or you want to trick your opponent.
Alright, you could cancel attacks, return guard by pressing backwards.
Yeah.
Press an attack and immediately press backwards.
Yeah. There you go. You
There we go.
just did it. Yeah.
Okay.
So as long as you're in the wind-up phase of the attack and not the active phase, that is when you're actually doing damage, you are able to cancel attacks.
There we go.
Yeah, so this kind of explains the spacing. So if you're really close to your opponent, that's another way somebody can potentially land a hit on you, is if you're way too close to them and the blade can just get past yours. The game does consider physics a little bit too, so if your sword is lighter, you might struggle to block compared to a heavier sword. And positioning of it matters a lot too. Some characters struggle to guard certain openings more than others. Yazuk here is pretty solid though, he guards most of his openings well.
Interesting. Alright. There's a bit of a curve, but I like it. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a completely different game than I could tell. So,
Yeah.
block his attack.
There you go.
There we go.
Nice. Yeah, so tempo is very important in this, like parrying them or posting at just the right moment or catching your opponent in the midst of an attack.
Okay. Okay. That would have been a kill. Okay.
So you gotta push back.
Back. Okay.
Yeah, that's how you get back to guard as quickly as possible after your opponent parries what you're doing. So you know how, like, in Kingdom Come Deliverance,
There we go.
there's kind of an exchange that can happen if you parry and then your opponent parries. You can kind of get in a loop. This game has that too. It's just the blocking is from auto guard. That's the main difference.
Okay, from auto guard. All right. All right. Full exchange of cuts. All right, missed that.
Yeah. So you want to block just as you did before, but then throw a swing immediately after.
Ooh, timing.
So that's how, like, you might see some really good players. They throw a swing, the other guy blocks, then he replies, and the other guy's able to block. That's how those exchanges happen.
Ugh. Gonna get stuck like this on like I'm stuck on Tomcat.
Maybe.
Oof. Oh no. My YouTube career. Ugh. All right, let's do it again. Yeah, so the timing window, seems like it's pretty small.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to explain the exact timing because it happens so fast. It's like something you get used to. But you gotta do it, like, right away.
Yeah, I'm hitting like Y and doing like I'm making the attack and I'm just kind of like holding it a little bit too long, I feel.
There it is. Then you just attack back. I think you hesitated on the attack back, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's like almost I'm hitting them simultaneously.
Yeah. Oh.
So close. It's an interesting thing. So I could just play through this hosted, huh? Like we're doing right now? Oh.
Yeah, and then once we're done this, we can start getting into some games.
Oof, jeez. All right, let's go. All right, Vic, you're a better gamer than this.
Ooh, I think
I keep on like canceling my attack. Yeah.
And I think that's what happened when you almost had it too. You like canceled your attack, but the game moves you.
Yeah, I doubled up on it. Yeah.
There, nicely done.
There we go. It's kind of funny. I actually looked off screen and just like did it.
Right, now you know the basics. There's more mechanics to learn: fencing positions, blade binding, grappling, special moves, taunting. All right.
All right.
So these are some of your moves. It says 2 button presses to grapple, but I believe keyboard has its own grapple button. We'll look at that.
Okay.
Basically, if a grapple is an execution, like you saw, I think, the tournament I hosted where I managed to grab someone and take his head off. It's like a fatality in Mortal Kombat. To get out of that, you have to just move back. And that's how you can
Wild.
grapple. Yeah.
I mean, like, how did you even get introduced to a game like this? That's wild.
It was actually from Scalagrim. He was talking about this demo that was out. Like, the game wasn't even in beta phase or anything. And then he introduced it, and that video did well. And I downloaded it myself. That was 2020, actually, when the first demo was out.
Jeez.
So, pretty far back now. Okay, so let's look at controls. So on keyboard, taunt is R. Taunt isn't really that helpful, I find. It's usually better to cancel the attacks like we were doing, I would say. Yeah, if you want to throw somebody off. U to grab, and J to push. So that's right next to your attacking buttons.
Yeah, I see the natural. I see it now. Okay.
Yeah. Space to long guard, and to move to like high guard or something, you like move it up using like the movement inputs.
I can see why like moving to a controller would be easier. So
yeah, controllers pretty straightforward, I find. But hopefully
Yeah, it
that's
doesn't
helpful.
reverse over and over again. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's like, a bunch of combos and inputs you need to learn to use the full moveset of the character, but I find this game is at least easier than something like Mortal Kombat, where the combos are just really complicated. These ones are much more simplistic, thankfully.
I went on a date one time with this girl, and we went to like what is it? Those gaming like a Dave and Buster's kind of thing.
Hmm.
And it's a game spot, and she was a Mortal Kombat pro, and I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
And she smoked me like for like an hour straight. I
Wow.
didn't get a single win. You know,
Yeah.
I lost a lot that day.
Yeah, it's
So
hard to beat someone who's actually good in one of those games.
yeah,
At least in
exactly.
this one, if I mess up once and you hit me, then I'm dead, So in that way, it
Mhm.
can be a bit easier to get into, but in other ways, um, obviously it's very difficult, very hard to master, I would say, but easy to get into.
So what do you say a, a starting guy?
So I wouldn't start with the axe guy. He's a glass cannon, so he really struggles to block. So a lot of that stuff you learned about blocking pretty much
Hmm.
doesn't apply to him. You can actively block some things with attacks, and that's another way you can defend yourself. Like, with the Master Strikes in Kingdom Come Deliverance, it's kind
Hmm.
of like that, only this game doesn't have a Master Strike, like, mechanic. It's more you can cut into an attack and defend yourself at the same time. And you can do that with a lot more moves if your
And this
timing
is
is
a
really good.
longsword guy.
Yeah,
So there's different weapons, or there's different characters, or both.
both, yes.
Okay.
So I wouldn't do this guy. This guy he's very offensive, but he struggles to
Okay.
defend. I would do a saber personally or a longsword. Zera's
All right. I'll
pretty
start with
tough.
Isabella.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Isabella's probably good if you want a longsword.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll go with my main, but I'll try to take it a little bit easy.
I'm assuming I'm just going to get slaughtered here. So
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm here for the lulz. So
Okay.
all right.
If you want to look at her moves too, you can do that. I don't mind.
I went too aggressive right off the bat.
Yeah. You might want to look at the moves of her because they're actually different depending on the foot forward. So Isabella switches her feet, and so like there's different moves. Like this says right foot forward, right?
Oh,
Yeah, those are the
there's foot
controller
combos. So,
inputs though.
wow. Okay.
So,
Interesting.
but
Okay.
yeah, this should help you. Like blue is T and so forth.
Wow.
Yeah, so she has different. I
So
think a
this
lot of
takes
these are.
footwork into account too.
Yeah, and you
Okay.
can switch legs by either cutting or there's an actual input to do that. Where you dual press two of them, I think. But yeah, a lot of the cuts she'll step forward and switch legs. So, but I think a lot of her attacks are still pretty straightforward.
Okay.
You cut from a certain direction, she moves accordingly and whatnot. But once you get advanced, like a lot of these really advanced guards, like Posta de Dona and stuff, with
Hmm.
the quarter circle inputs is what this is called, where it's like back or down, back X or whatever. Like you'll learn stuff like that as you go, but yeah. So that's the what the game was saying earlier, the danger of just moving forward and attacking. So I'll throw some attacks. Maybe try blocking. We'll do this Kingdom Come Deliverance tutorial style. Nice. Oh yes. So if we hit each other at the same time, we can both kill each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll do my blocks then.
Oh, I got a
Ooh,
bit too
cut
close
me.
for you there. Yeah. So you'll have to move around, of course, to make sure you're out of harm's way. And like the game was saying, immediately after a block, that's often the best time to attack. Nice.
I kind of went for a grab there. I noticed.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah, you seem to understand how it works, the blocking. Nice.
Ooh,
Yeah, so
got aggressive.
yeah, the guy I'm using, Barabash, he's a speed demon, I would say. He cuts
Okay.
really hard, and he's good at, like, explosive movement like that. Ooh, nice. So let me know when you want me to, like, take the gloves off, and
Okay.
now I'm
What?
just gonna-
They're on right now? Okay. I mean, the auto guard really helps, but like,
Mhm.
it's interesting. So
Yeah, because this game moves so fast compared to a lot of other games where there's, like, bigger telegraphs that I think the auto
yeah,
guard's kind of needed. Like, even Keenan
yeah.
Allen
Like
games-
I can't find your. Go ahead about it. I can't find your. What is it? Your telegraphing. So
Yeah, because they're fighting it more realistically. Like, even Kingdom Come Deliverance has telegraphs, like, which are kind of needed for the type of game that it is, right? But this one is intended to be much faster.
is there a stamina system?
Yeah, so if you attack too many times, you'll run out of stamina, and your guard will go down, kind of like Kingdom Come Deliverance, and your attacks become very slow. Very easy to counter at that point.
Double.
No, that was actually yours.
Oh, really?
So you can win trades like, depending on the speed of the attack and where it hits you and stuff. Sometimes you will survive a hit or two. But, yeah, like that.
Yeah, I stepped to the right on you on that one. I do like that there's... I thought this was going to be two-dimensional, personally. Like, two-dimensional as in, like, I can't... I'm only approaching one direction.
Right, yeah.
So,
It's quite like that.
I didn't know we could go left and right. I mean, I've watched some of your tournaments, so... But you guys are so fast, so...
Yeah. Yeah, so the
There you
game
go.
also considers where on the blade you're hitting. So if I hit, like, the top third of your blade or quarter of your blade towards the tip, it's much more likely I'll break through. Compared to if I just hit towards your hilt, where there's more weight. But your sword is also heavier, so that also helps you defend compared to me.
Yeah, I'm going two-handed, so...
But I can attack from more angles. That's sort of the advantage of the saber would have.
Okay. So I do a rematch.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you go at like 70%?
Sure.
Ooh, somehow I got that one, even though it was an exchange. You got that one.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that I would like this actually. I like. Ooh, you cut me.
Well, there's my stamina gone. It can recover over time, though, of course, just like Kingdom Come Deliverance if you move back. But if you do take damage, there's like a cap on how much it can recover. So it's like you're in pain or you've lost blood, like that type of thing.
Oh, you just waited me out on that one.
Yeah. There is sometimes something with some new players where they sort of break the rules of the game, so to speak. Like, there's certain things you shouldn't do because of the nature of the game, right? But sometimes a new player doesn't care, and they just go in swinging. And believe it or not, sometimes even a pro can get caught that way.
Yeah, beginner's luck kind of thing.
Yeah,
Ooh, you got me there.
yeah. A good player
thought I
will
had you.
adjust, though.
Mhm.
whereas a new player will not fight very consistently.
I tried something else.
Oh, you did push the Didona. That was cool. So that's Guard of the Lady, actually, where you put the sword behind you and then... Yeah, that's what it's called in the Italian sources. Yeah. Which is an interesting name for it, especially because it's a medieval source. Like, why would they call a guard like that Guard of the Lady? But there is one theory that it's based on the Queen
Oh,
chest
I just
plates.
opened up.
Yeah.
So, what were we saying?
Just the Posta di Donna, the reason it might have been based on a lady is because in a lot of languages, the queen in chess is actually called lady. It's not called queen in a lot of languages. So it
I'll
might be
stick to
referring to a
Isabella.
queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go with someone I don't play as much.
No, this is cool. Like I've been watching you play this for a while, and I'm like, hey, this is interesting. And that's actually how I got into the Kingdom Come content. Was I watched my buddy for like 3 hours play it.
Right.
So you got like a high guard here. Looks like.
Yeah, so if you press long guard and then you tilt up. So
What's the guard buttons again? Sorry, what is it?
So spacebar helps you block thrust, so you can, yeah, you move
Oh,
up
there
like
we go.
that
Okay.
in high guard. And that opens up certain attacks that you don't have in neutral.
Like the
Also how you
thrust.
stab with, yeah, with long guard. That one, obviously, the high guard is more about cutting. But it does expose you more.
Ooh, that guy is fast.
Yeah, his thing is moving quickly and moving in and out. There's a guy named Oakenlooks who does really well with Laszlo. Very precise. Oh, you broke through, nice.
Cut off your hand.
Yeah.
Luke Skywalkered you. An execution.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that was cool. Watch this. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, that was cool, kid. Let me show you something.
Yeah, and that's the best way to land that grab when your opponent's doing something else and is not ready to move back.
Yeah, that was a good grab. That was cool.
Yeah. It happens fast, but that's why the input to get out of it's fast too. Once you gotta kind of read what your opponent's trying to do a lot of the times too, instead of just reacting.
Yep. I was like, it's a very aggressive poise that I'm taking right now.
Mhm.
I'm usually not this aggressive, but like sometimes a slight aggression does pay off in the end.
Mhm. Yeah, so
I
that's...
could
Sorry?
go. Oh, it's like I could see myself playing this one for a little bit. It's an interesting. I met the character like
Yeah.
it kind of fits with my style a little.
Mhm.
So
Oh, and Oakenlooks is in the chat. We just mentioned him. It's like we summoned him. He said at the moment I mentioned him, he was in the chat. So that's cool. Yeah, pro Laszlo player. Just the character I'm playing. He also plays the old man, that Boomer you saw in that tournament.
did Boomer play?
No, he hasn't played yet, but I did joke with Boomer, though, about how the tournament that he saw for the first time was a tournament full of Boomer. Like the old guy with the broadsword.
Yeah, I saw that the broadsword tournament. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I just like took a double step in.
Yeah, and that's
Very
the
nice,
danger of
very
doing
nice.
that, yeah. You close quickly, but your guard is diminished if you're dashing.
Well, hello, Oak. Thank you. I'm very new. My name's Vibing with Victor. So, I could see could definitely see that play.
Mm-hmm.
Try this guy.
Okay, Zera's
I like
tough,
that.
but he's pretty cool looking too.
I mean, I like that Isabella. Like, that's very different. I want to see how you play her. So,
Sure.
I always find it's better, especially when I'm playing like Magic decks or something like that. I give it to someone else and see how they approach it completely. And I'm a completely newbie, so.
Yeah, so Zera uses German longsword, but he is a drunk monk as well, so his moves are sometimes a little exaggerated. Tough to use, but in the right hand, he is still pretty formidable.
Yeah. He's got quite a bit of sway. I keep on looking at him instead of you. So.
Yeah, if you want to give his moves a look, you can do that.
I'll give it a shot. I'll just try it. Might have been a bad choice. All right.
So if you're too close to throw a cut, sometimes your character will just do a punch or a kick based on the direction you've picked. So I didn't.
Yeah, he's a lot slower.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how slow he is.
If you move back and press, I think it's Y on your keyboard. He does a fast snap cut. Yeah, that's a good one to get out of danger with. A lot of people meme about that one.
There's my stamina. I see it now. Okay.
So you saw an example of a quote-unquote master strike there. I cut into your attack and hit you there. That's the kind of thing you can do with a lot of characters. I think longsword is especially suited for that. Nice.
Saw the opening, and I went for it. You hit me. Right. Yeah, I was like wide open on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, with Zera you have to know like what moves leave you wide open and which ones don't. And also, yeah, I think you have to know how to cancel, kind of like what the game was showing you in the tutorial, so you can get back to guard as quickly as possible. Or throw more attacks to sort of keep your opponent at bay. That's another thing you can do.
Ooh, right in the chest. I think the, like, might go back to the Isabella after this. Definitely was totally feeling that. Okay. Yeah, he's erratic.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a drunk monk, so with a longsword.
Yeah, like you might have seen Plebeian versus Mojo, that longsword fight. Like he was using Zera really well, but to get to that level, you have to practice with him a ton. Yeah, and Zera's movement speed in short bursts it's high, but otherwise it's pretty slow.
Oof, painful. So how long you been playing this?
Like I said, since 2020 when that first demo came out, so 5 years now, as hard as it is to believe.
Alright, I just tried to close the distance.
Yeah, no problem. Well, I don't think you meant to hit rematch, did you?
Oh no, it rematched.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh no.
I've been streaming this game since 2022 though. That's when I started hosting tournaments and stuff like that.
Yeah, your tournament system's pretty good. Do you like play a Swiss tournament or like what sort of tournament is it?
Typically double elimination or round robin is what I do.
Okay.
Round robin's especially fun because everybody gets to fight everybody and it goes pretty quickly. The only weakness of that one is you have to limit how many players you allow in those typically, because otherwise it just goes forever. But
yeah, how long do the tournaments take? Like a couple hours or like 4?
So a round robin can take an hour or 2. Double elimination tends to take 3 hours. Because, you know, everyone has like 2 lives, so to speak. You're not just eliminated the first time you lose. It depends on how many people there are and how many technical problems we have most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could think that, you know, there's a lot of like things drop out and stuff.
Yep. Tau on our server actually does do Swiss though when there's a lot of people. And that's a pretty cool mode as well.
Yeah, Swiss. I only found out about the Swiss recently because of like Magic the Gathering tournaments and stuff.
Yeah.
They play Swiss usually.
Yeah,
so.
they do that in chess as well a lot.
Mm.
It's a good mode as well. You just have to prepare, I find, more of those. Because if someone drops out of a Swiss, it can really ruin things.
Yeah, I was noticing you're holding it kind of high, so I was going a little lower on that one.
Yeah, that's a really good way to make sure you hit. Because even though I do have auto guard, if I walk forward too much and I'm not ready for that cut, you can still slam through it. So characters do better or worse at defending certain openings based on where the sword is located.
Ooh, yeah, I just stepped into that one.
Yeah. So Alexander here, he's very good at footsies. He can sidestep you really easily, and his blade hits really hard too. You can even do head bombs as well, like that.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Obviously, you're exposed when you do that, but the idea is you can use that to try dodging.
Ooh, I try to combo in.
Yeah. That's a
I
single
do like
tempo,
this
we call
because
that. Yeah.
what was that? A second?
Just that's a single tempo is what we call those as well. The master strikes where we strike and then block at the same time. Alex is pretty good at that. Anyway, what were you saying?
It was just like taking the whole game in, kind of new. It's just fun, you know.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I played like new games, and I've been thinking about like what to do next, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm not like a pro yet. Trying to protect against your grab.
That's a push, actually, not a grab. And the way you interrupt pushes is usually by attacking and interrupting them. So if you read that your opponent's closing in, sometimes, especially if you're striking at an opening, it can be good to swing.
I got ya, but it didn't count.
Yeah. And if you do get pushed, like the push lands, you can also dash back, and then your opponent often will not be able to follow it up. Because if you get pushed, your guard's down and you're immediately exposed to being attacked. I'm being kind and not attacking, but yeah.
Yeah, that was just a repoussé. Interesting. Oof, you're very good at this. I could tell you've been doing this for years.
Thanks, yeah, yeah. It comes with practice.
I've been doing this for, what is this? 26 minutes.
Okay, I'll try this new character here, Hassan.
Okay.
Yeah, he's actually very new. He was added this week to the beta version.
Ooh.
So, a lot of the pros think that he's mid, and I would have to agree. He's not, like, particularly impressive yet. But he is a work in progress, so maybe you'll be able to do something here. I'm not very familiar with him.
He's very sultan-y.
Yeah, he's a Janissary, so that makes sense.
But you know history, I don't, so.
Yeah, basically the elite troops of the Ottoman Empire. Usually enslaved Christians, too, made up their ranks. They were brought in.
Ooh.
Yeah. Especially orphan children. So it's like they indoctrinate them from a young age type thing, and then they become bodyguards and elite guards of the soldiers of the Sultan.
Similar to like a, almost like a, what is it? Sorry, I'm pushing a little. It's almost like the, what is it? The Spartans, yeah, the Spartan Project in Halo. You know, they like indoctrinated.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, 100%.
But like in real life, yeah. Ooh, I can't get that.
He's also very
block
tall,
to a
you might have
repoussé.
noticed.
What was that?
He's also pretty tall, you might have noticed, Hassan. He's the tallest
Yeah.
character in the game. Isabella's like slightly below average height. Like she's actually pretty tall for a woman, but
Smaller hitbox though. That's why I like playing girls.
yeah.
So
And you've got a
Smaller
two-handed sword,
hitbox.
so you get like advantages.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy has a pretty large hitbox, as you might imagine.
Was that a double?
No, I won. It's a little hard to tell sometimes, but once you know like the animations, the death ones, and the win ones, you... And also the game actually tells you now if there's a double. There's usually it pops up and says double.
Oh, I just stepped in. Oh man. Oh, it's gonna come in and just like slaughter you.
Oh, got a hit there. Yeah, often when you move in, it's best to lead with the blade instead of your body. Yeah, like that. It's much better.
That's very good advice. Lead with the blade and not your body.
Yeah, so you like claim space with your blade instead of just walking in and getting hit.
There's a double. Yeah. Oh, I went for a kick.
Yeah, ended up getting too close, I think.
Interesting. I like it a lot.
Yeah, and kicks don't do damage, of course. They just stun. Obviously, a cut is more dangerous. Oh yeah, so there's some shield characters too. There's a Scott right here. He has a broadsword and a Tar shield. And then Marina has a saber and shield.
How do the shields work in those?
Similar to other characters, they have an auto guard, but the shield sort of covers more area.
Let's go with this gentleman.
A bit more defensive. Yeah.
The one-handed. What is that? Just a saber?
Broadsword.
It's not curved. That's a broadsword?
Yeah.
A one-handed broadsword? Okay.
Yeah. So sabers
I always thought broadswords were two-handed.
Oh yeah, some like pop culture calls them two-handed swords broadswords. I would say those were long swords. That's what most history nerds would call them instead. A broadsword, on the other hand, is like a one-handed sword that's broader than something like a rapier, right? This is really thin, designed for thrusting, right? Yeah.
There's actually about a mile away from me, there's a fencing school. And my buddy, he wanted to take me down there like 4 or 5 years ago, and we could go learn fencing together.
Yeah.
But it was over like 30 minutes away. And now I live in the area, but like,
oh nice.
Yeah, I just went for it. Now I live in the area. It's only a mile away, and I'm like, gee, how do you even get started on that, you know? Got a cut.
Yeah, I don't play this guy much. Obviously, I'm just making excuses. Anyway. No, you're distracting me with that.
Yeah, talking about fencing? Yeah, it's like just down the street. And it's like one of the only schools for fencing in the Seattle area. I was blown away by it.
Yeah, the fencing scene, at least for historical European martial arts here, is not very big either. There's like a couple schools, but back when it was bigger, like before the pandemic, I did do a little bit of fencing with longswords, specifically the two-handed ones. But COVID resulted in a lot of the good clubs closing down, so there's not much here anymore. Been meaning to get back into it though, and I've actually gotten really interested in sabers now because of this game. So
I'm tired. Ugh. So you're into the sabers now, you said? Okay.
Yeah, as well as the longsword. So I'm a filthy cumin now. So I mainly play sabers in this game, not longsword. You know, the Cubans use sabers and
yeah. The curved sword Cubans.
Yeah.
There we go. This gentleman.
Yeah, Calx actually switches feet, you might notice, if you move diagonally.
I see that, yeah.
Yeah, and that changes some of the moves available. But you seem to be doing pretty well with that so far.
Yeah, he moves into southpaw, I've noticed. It's...
Yeah.
Doesn't always lead.
Yeah. like I mentioned, his stamina is not the best, like in the tournament and stuff. He's not the slowest moving, or not the fastest moving character, but he can stab and cut equally well, and he's very versatile, so. And as you can tell, he outreaches Gideon by quite a bit. And guards himself better. The reason Gideon tucks his sword away, by the way, is because you can probably tell he doesn't have a lot of hand protection. So if he held his sword out the way Calc's doing right now, his hand would just be a target.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't have a guard. Yeah.
So he tucks it back and he sort of waits for the opponent to move in, then he countercuts. And
Yeah, I'm cut. You cut me in the leg, and I'm tired. So
yeah, and a lot of
I noticed I can't really step.
Right.
So.
And a lot of the older systems, the fencing systems, do that. Like they tuck the hands away either behind a shield or towards the body, and that's just so you don't strike the hand. Because even a basic cross guard, like a longsword guard, it's very easy to hit the hands with those. Yeah. But the cross guard does help. You can like gather the blade with it and do some fancy stuff. But it's definitely like you've got a whole basket there around your hand, and that's really helpful. Yeah, maybe Calc's your character. I've actually, like, a lot of people say in our community that Calc is hard to play, but I've actually observed some new players doing better with him than other characters.
I
don't know if you.
I kind of like his style, and like I do naturally drawn to the Isabella because I like to play the girls more.
Yeah. Yeah,
but like his style is very mine, like calculating almost. Like versatile, can kind of move a little bit, switch sides if he needs to.
Yeah.
It kind of fits with me, you know?
Yeah.
It's very, very interesting. I want to take... Oh, let's see here. What's your Gideon guy? What's this?
Yeah, so he's older, of course, but he actually does move surprisingly fast. He hits really hard, and he has a bit more HP than some of the other characters, so that helps sometimes.
Is that a fencer? A French fencer there you have?
Yeah, she uses Italian rapier, actually, but she is, like, the character herself is French.
Yeah, she looks French. Yeah,
yeah,
I was like...
Her name's French, too, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but her style is Italian.
Pointed.
But, yeah, she does come from France. Her story, actually, because all the characters have, like, a little backstory. Like, she's a French spy. So, it's pretty cool.
Oh, you cut me good.
Yeah, so she's about...
Keep on going for those grabs on accident.
So she's about thrusting, so if you hold spacebar for a moment, that's the best way to block a stab. Like, you just did it there, right? And then, yeah, you figured it out. So you want to close in with him against...
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know I could hold the space bar and do that. Okay, that makes sense.
And that helps you block thrusts. Do it again, I'll just demonstrate something. I won't actually hit you, but in long guard, you struggle to block cuts. So that's the one thing to keep in mind. I can beat your blade easier that way. But if I go for a stab, you'll generally block them. Like that. And so, one of the tactics against a rapier is to get that bind, is what it's called in the game, and then try and close in. Yeah, and obviously I'll do everything I can to prevent you from doing that, but that's the game plan with a shorter weapon, is to close in.
Well, that makes sense, because I've just been sitting back here holding my hands further back.
Yeah.
So I'm not controlling the space.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like I'm just sitting back here, allowing you to get in. Now I control space this way.
Yes, exactly. A lot of new players struggle to fight rapiers because you do have to switch guards like that to block thrusts, but once you understand that, Marie is actually one of the weaker characters in the game right now. She used to be good, but she struggles to land lethal hits. But Marta, the other rapierist, she's pretty good. And right
We
now,
both
many
have
people
a
find
hit.
her the most frustrating to fight.
Well, that French girl just took this old man to the woodshed.
Yeah.
So.
That was a good try, though. You tried beating the blade, but what I did there is I withdrew my blade, so I did long guard and I withdrew, and then stabbed you when you whiff. And that's a big thing in this game, too. If you're attacking out of measure, that is out of range.
What was that? It went
Oh,
like
yeah, she has
down.
a special move, yeah.
That was like,
That's down
wow, I
back.
didn't expect that at
Yeah.
all. I was
That's
like,
down
what a
back,
move.
upper left. Yeah, to do that one. And some of the other characters have fancy moves like that, too. That one's a good one to catch people off guard with. It happens sort of out of nowhere.
Ooh. Interesting. I don't know. So, like, on a scale of 1 to, I don't know, 7, where do you think I'm fitting on picking this up? I'm feeling like a solid 4 right now.
Yeah, I'd say you're in the middle. You're not like incredible or anything like that, but you're picking things up at a reasonably fast rate. Like, it's not even been an hour yet, so you're doing well. And I've like played with my brother, played with my dad before, way back when the game was just starting to come out, and they were able to pick it up. So I think it's reasonably easy to get into. It's just the mastery that becomes very difficult and comes with a lot of practice. And a lot of it does come down to just getting your ass kicked a lot of times, I find, and then you just learn from that.
I was like trying to beat you at a different game because you keep on trying to pull me into your game with that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I tried to grab you. Nice. There goes your hat. You just knocked it into the void.
Yeah, my style, I would say, is like finding someone's style and then countering it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, like, your style is very, with this gal, is very, like, keeping at a distance.
Yeah.
And, like, a different type. And I was like, the only way to do better at that is to close the gap.
Yeah, my usual style when I play is pressure-based, so I like just constantly applying pressure. And
Nice.
either making you make a mistake, or if you're being very passive, I'll just close you down and kill you, right? But I like to play in a balanced way sometimes, so if I see that my opponent is the one dominating the space, I'm still happy to counterattack if I need to, and stuff like that. But I would say I especially thrive when I'm the one applying pressure. I like moving actively and out-positioning my opponent and stuff like that. You can especially see that with a character I actually play a lot of.
Which is,
Down.
which one again?
Barabat
This
is
guy?
the one I'm playing.
Okay. Oh, okay. This is your main. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing a whole series right now of gamer in real life, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I main a paladin. So.
Yeah, Isabella makes sense then.
In real life, I'm a level 37 paladin. You know.
Nice.
So. Ooh.
Yeah, so that move is all about positioning. If I out-position you, it's a big threat to your guard, but if you're able to defend and you see it coming and you back away, you have a much higher chance of blocking it. Sometimes I'll use it to actually dodge certain attacks too, especially linear attacks.
Oh, I had myself open because I was going for a different attack.
Yeah. That low guard is often used to set a trap, but obviously it completely disables your guard. So that is the risk that comes with it.
Them's the rules.
Yeah. But some pros will deliberately lower their guard to try and draw someone in and then stab immediately from that. So it can work. Just called Fool's Guard actually in the longsword tradition because you're either a fool for doing it. There's two ways to interpret it. You're either a fool for doing it because your guard's down, or you're a fool for attacking it because obviously the only reason someone would do that is if they're trying to set a trap, right?
Oh, you cut me. See, you keep on like, I'm stepping in, exposing my back.
Yeah.
Instead of like keeping the sword forward.
Oh, nice. I was trying to be fancy and feint, but you just called me out. That's often the best way to stop someone fainting like that is just to do a real attack. And if they aren't ready, then you can catch them that way.
Oof. Again, like the back keeps on getting exposed. You're stepping in correctly.
Yeah.
So. Whoa, talk about some power.
Nice.
Ooh, very good. Very good.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Very good.
I mean, we're having the occasional exchanges too, so you're absolutely improving. Like before, I was just calling you out and hitting you every time, but
Let's
now
go
you're actually
back to
blocking
that.
some of this stuff.
Let's do that old man. See how he handles this. I'm gonna play Boomer against you.
Yeah, I imagine Boomer using this character if he were to play, but maybe I'm.
I could
just
see
being-
that. He's an older
Yeah.
gentleman, you know.
And I bet he would want to take it slow, you know, just as he's learning the game. And he's a very calculated type of character, so.
Yeah, I saw you finish the game yesterday. So.
Yeah.
The story for KCD2. I had a drop off stream. I couldn't take those spoilers. So.
Yeah, that's understandable. It was amazing though. Once you get there, you'll be amazed by the storytelling.
I think I'm estimating I have at least 60 hours left of story to work through.
Yeah.
But I've been working through all the side content right now.
Yeah, and it depends, right? Because you can spend a lot of time just exploring the map too. It depends on what pace you go at.
Oh, that was masterful. Thank you.
Yeah, but I would say at least 60 is probably about right. Assuming you go right for the side content and just play as much as you can.
Well, my last two streams have been like all side content, like just chasing down side quests.
Yeah.
So I just got too close on that one.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to do Isabella against you. This.
Yeah, she's a bit faster, so that I think was helping you earlier.
Yep. I mean, he's fairly balanced, but like,
yeah,
he's not as responsive as Isabella. I could get a little twitchy with her.
Right. Oh, nice stab. And that's where Cal can be really formidable, is he can suddenly start stabbing out of nowhere when you think he's trying to throw a cut.
Yeah, that was just you stepping in and getting my back again.
Yeah, and Bar's
That's
very
exposure.
good. I call him a pressure character, so he really fits my style because I like getting in there and brawling with people. And when there's an opening, I take it.
All right, let me take my girl Isabella against that. Let's see how we do.
There's a thing called.
It kind of fits bone. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a thing called second intention attacks too, and that's an actual concept in sword fighting too, where you throw an attack, and it's a real attack, but you're not necessarily intending to land with that one, and it's the second move that you're gonna throw right after that's intending to land. So that's a little advanced offensive concept you can use too. So like if I'm playing Calic, for example, I could do that stab, right? And that wasn't gonna land, but I'm throwing that cut after.
Okay.
But I'm sort of forcing you to respond to the stab all the same, right? You can't just ignore it completely. So, yeah, just stuff like that as you get better at the game.
Yeah, that was just straight stepping in.
Yeah, I think he used long guard too.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me do the... Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, if you're that close with long guard, I would suggest just throwing a stab and hoping that works.
Oof. That's just straight up, like, Highlander style. Just...
Yeah.
You thought you could do that? No. This is experience.
Yeah, Calc is really stylish when you get his moveset right. A lot of people compare him to like Count Dooku and stuff like that with how he fights.
I could see that.
Yeah.
That's originally what like really like got me into that kind of stuff was like the lightsaber techniques. There's actually like 7 lightsaber techniques.
Right, yeah.
Like I'm more of a mid to almost a heavy when I was playing some. Like Knights of the Old Republic and stuff.
Nice.
Like you can switch up your types, so.
Yeah. I played Jedi Academy personally. I don't know if you played those old ones, but they actually still have a lightsaber fighting community in those games, even though it's from like the early 2000s.
Yeah, I remember Academy. I liked Academy.
Yeah. I was a kid back when that was out, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I remember when I was a kid, I would go online too, and everybody would just destroy me, right? Because there'd be people who played that game for so long and done so much PvP. But yeah, it was for the time, especially. It's a fantastic fencing game they have in that game. Fencing system, I should say. And they had different styles too. Like there's fast style, medium style, strong style that you can switch up with, and it was pretty fun. And you can use force powers too, although a lot of the duelists prefer not to do that. They prefer to just, you know, fight with the lightsaber, maybe some force jumps, but nothing like force lightning or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think this is your best game so far.
Well, I've been getting my ass kicked.
Oh dear.
I gotta live by an adage of don't try a good trick twice.
Right.
Because you always get messed up on the second go. So I'm trying not to string my attacks the same way.
Yeah. I tend to only do that if it's very clear my opponent keeps making the same mistake, right? Because if they're making the same mistake over and over, I'll punish it the same way over and over. But yeah, if it's not clear that's gonna happen, it's usually best to switch it up. That was close.
Oh, yeah, you drew me in with that one.
Yeah, he's gonna be feeling that one though.
Oh yeah, I stabbed him right through the armpit. Yeah, I'll take it again.
I'll try Zera.
I'm just on a quest to find a main.
Yeah.
All right, let's see this drunken guy. Let's see how he does. Oh wow, quite a bit of power. Yeah, just totally went through my... Jeez, just cut off my hands.
Yeah, I know his moves, so that helps too. Like I can really turn up the
yeah.
heat.
Yeah, I don't know any.
Nice. They got a... This stands. And that's a trap. Just like her low guard. But very drunken. This attack's pretty funny too.
Oh, that one? Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh. Yeah, you just went for that thrust off my low guard there.
Yeah. Very one and done though. If I were to just throw that anytime, it's pretty easy for a good player to just punish it. And Zera has his workout too. That's also in Kingdom Come Deliverance, this sort of deal, but he does it in a very drunken manner.
Oh man, he exposed himself to me.
Nice.
Yeah, the way I would describe it, it's almost like I said earlier, like I'll make an adjustment very quickly to how my opponent's playing usually. And then I play into the weakness.
Right.
Like sometimes the weakness isn't something that I have to respond to or not. It's
Right.
like, will I keep it or not? I mean, as a more experienced gamer, you know,
Right.
sometimes you just don't need a min-max or just
Yeah.
you don't a threat for me isn't always a threat for you.
Right.
So
There's also a thing where you don't want to interrupt your opponent who's making a mistake. That's something Napoleon used to say. And sometimes
same
I
thing with the
think
Art of War.
yeah. Sometimes in this game I think it's true. Like, just let your opponent make the mistake and sort of let them expose themselves, exhaust themselves, whatever. But sometimes I do like doing that all the same. Like, if you set up the perfect counter, sometimes it's best to just shut your opponent down.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah. So Zera looks pretty cool if you know his moves, but if you don't, you know, he's just a drunkard who can be countered. If you want to give the sabers a try, they're pretty straightforward to play as well. I think Bara, Jan, and Laszlo, and Sam are the easiest ones to play. But these guys are pretty cool too. It's up to you.
I'll give this guy a go.
Yeah, he's all about power as well.
Okay.
And the thing
I
with
do.
yeah.
Go ahead. Like the thing that I was usually going to say is like usually I like to be a little bit lighter, less to hit. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's also a sort of power-based character, and what really throws people off with him is he's actually stylish while being powerful as well. And he can double up or even triple up his attacks, so if I like parry one of your swings and then try to attack you, he's got like a second attack incoming. And usually if you're just trading with this guy or you're taking hits from him, he'll kill you every time, so he can actually be pretty terrifying, especially in the hands of a good player.
Nice. Yeah, there's two adages that I usually find work for me. It's like either the hardest target to hit is the one you can't see or find. So like just play in such a way that you can't be detected. Or if you have to be hit, make the hits not matter. Right. So an armor kind of play.
Yeah. And you can sometimes do that with this guy. He is pretty beefy and so
he looks pretty beefy, yeah. I mean, I'm a total noob, so you're definitely really working on your stats today, so I'll get one. Like I said, from that Dave and Buster's state, I did get a couple of kills in, but I didn't get any wins. So
yeah, that's usually the thing that new players especially struggle with. Like, you can get a kill or two in this because any small mistake can result in a kill. Like, a lot of stuff can happen, but over the course of a long
just
game,
cut off my head.
Yeah, that's where a new player is just gonna, an advanced player, I mean, is gonna figure out what you're doing and counter you every time. But beginner's luck is a thing in this game, especially if you at least know the moves, even if you're new.
That was slow. Yeah, he's bleeding hard.
Alright, that's enough messing around.
Yeah, you're just messing. You're toying with me, as they say.
Yeah. And you almost
Toing.
got me too. You punched me and I had to back away. That was a good try.
I was like, okay, if he's gonna do that, I'll just try to go for that grab and punch.
Might as well, yeah. That happens in competition sometimes too. Somebody is really sure they're gonna win, so they start toying with the opponent.
Mm.
And sometimes it ends well, sometimes it doesn't.
Right. I'm gonna take Isabella against that guy that you're playing there, your main.
Right.
I feel like it would be a little more balanced. I mean, like, none of this is balanced because you have years of experience. But I have an hour and 9 minutes, so
Yeah.
I think I'll get this. Simpler to pick up than I thought.
Yeah. Like
I was very intimidated by this, actually. So
yeah. Yeah, it is. It definitely looks very complicated when you watch people play, but the actual controls themselves are pretty straightforward. Even on keyboard. Although I say that, there actually are some good players who swear by keyboard, so don't feel discouraged that you're playing on keyboard. There's actually, like, actually Oak is one of them. He plays on keyboard, but he does incredible with it. And
I was trying to make sure I didn't give you my back that whole time. Like, that was like, that whole exchange was like, I'm trying to move to the left so I don't give you my back.
Yeah, the danger with that is what we saw there, though, where you also can expose your other side. But in moving to the side, you're also opening angles against me, so it's kind of a catch-22 sometimes. So it's not wrong, you just gotta be wary of, like, if you're finding openings, what openings are you leaving, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oof. I'm gonna have to have Oak come in and play just so I could see you get stomped. Jeez.
Yeah, if you're down for that, Oak, chat in the YouTube chat, don't just ping me on Discord because I don't have that open. And I actually wouldn't mind bringing him in as well, and you can see two pros go at it. Or if anyone else from the server is watching too, feel free to leave a YouTube chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm gonna be posting this on my channel too, so
yeah,
it's really fun to see it and see the exchanges because, like, for me, this is like something I've thought about picking up too. So, so I like that you actually run tournaments and such.
Yeah, and that's where this game's at its best, if you ask me. That online play and the tournaments.
Ah, you finally got me there.
Although, as a history guy, I do appreciate the attention to detail as well that this game has. A lot like Kingdom Come Deliverance, but different genre.
Totally different genre.
Yeah. And even the story mode in this game is pretty cool as well. I have some videos on that from a while ago.
Well, this is
like
helpful too. Because you're like, this is also you having a tutorial.
Yeah.
On how to teach somebody new.
Yeah.
I feel like you bumped up the pressure to 80% on me there.
Yeah. It's one of those things, it can be tough to hold back sometimes, because if I hold back a bit too much, you're just gonna kill me, you know? But, yeah.
Well, sometimes experience is the best teacher.
Yeah.
So.
Alright, after this round, Oak, I'll
Oak's gonna come in?
Parsec, yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll
Alright.
let him join.
Sweet.
When we have
I'll
multiple people, we like
I'll
to
commentate. Yeah.
Yeah, we like to do what's called King of the Hill. So the winner stays, and then we keep going. We don't have to do it like that if you want more experience, of course, but...
We used to play that when I was a kid. Finally got my points. I had three. I'm the oldest of three brothers, so we played Winter Goes On.
Yeah. Nice.
I hit you with F. Was that something? F's not... Okay, F's not an input. I thought I hit you with F.
Maybe you press 2 buttons at the same time.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, you're starting to score points. I gotta lock in a little.
No, you don't. You don't have to.
See if I can land this attack. No, you're blocking it. Okay.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, something with bar I sometimes like doing is taking out the mobility. It's kind of hard to set up though because you're leaving your head exposed when you do that. But if you do land a hit in the leg, you can shut someone's mobility down completely, and then they really struggle to deal with your pressure that way. Because you've seen before, like if I sidestep you and you're not able to move back quickly, it's a huge threat.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely something I was aware of. I was like, geez, man.
Okay, Oak, I sent you a link in matchmaking chat. Feel free to hop on. I think you're also friends with me, so you can just do that. Alright, and I'll delete the link now.
And Oak, I would appreciate you hanging out and watching my content as I play RPGs and such online. So thank you.
Beautiful Oak's in here. Like I said, he also plays keyboard and swears by it. So, alright, Oak.
Let's see.
Oak's on the right side. Yeah, Laszlo main.
Oak's on right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And our fights in particular in tournaments tend to be pretty intense, so hoping it'll be the case this time around too.
Whoa. Trying to keep that 14-0, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a traditional fighting game. That's the thing that when I was doing better, it was when I was considering it as a duel in my head. And then when I was doing worse was when I was considering it as a fighting game.
Yeah.
So, because I was like, I gotta remember to watch your moves and everything, like you guys are doing right now.
Yeah.
So, it's a dueling game.
Yeah.
So, it's not a fighting game. It's a dueling game.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people even in the martial arts community, and from my limited experience of HEMA, I can attest to this. Like it sort of makes you fire the same mental muscles as you would if you were fighting a duel. Like the same tactics, for the most part anyway, apply. And you have to think about it the same way. Like you're preserving your life, you're fighting a duel, you're not. Like you're saying, you're not just playing Street Fighter or something and just going.
Yeah. I think that's my main takeaway was like I was doing worse because I was considering it a fighting game.
Ooh. Yeah, Oak's destroying me as you can see right now. We have a bit of a rivalry in tournaments. Obviously I win some, he wins some. It's a lot of fun. And every time we fight, it's always a treat.
Yeah, I think the tournament I was watching, it was the old man broadsword one.
Yes.
And it was like he was ahead, but like because you had a certain number of points or something, you won.
Yeah.
So it was odd. I mean, it's a tournament, so.
Yeah. Yeah, because we do round robins, at least I do them, based on points. So you want to score as many points every fight as you can. So you can lose some fights, but if you're scoring a lot of points anyway, and somebody else has a really bad loss, like they lose 7-0 or something, then it can really hurt them in the end. Yeah, and you can see Laszlo at his best here. He's all about that in and out game.
Been there. Well, it's like you guys are almost like you're sort of mirroring each other's style quite a bit, I can tell.
Yeah, we know each other very well, and that's a big part of that. we're like we're always trying to set up counters for each other, and we're doubling a lot too. You might notice because we're so evenly matched. Yeah.
It's kind of how I felt when I play in my Magic pod. We all know each other so well that we're just like, if we get, like yesterday, we had several people show up, and we had a newbie. Oh, there we go.
There, nice.
We didn't have a newbie, but we had someone that was newer to the pod, and he was. It's a 4-player, and each one of the main players all won one game, and we're like, just stay out of the way. We're gonna fight amongst ourselves. So.
All right, so I'll let you fight Oak. Oak, just because he's new.
You're letting me
let him
fight Oak
on the left side, yeah. Just because
nice.
he beat me, yeah. So
all right.
let's let Victor take the left side. You can take the right side, if you're hearing me. So are you on the left?
I think so. Hold on.
Okay.
We click in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in. Okay.
Oh, okay. I think he switched sides. Yeah, Oak knows how to play the right side, so that won't be a problem for him.
Okay, and he swears by keyboard then, huh?
Yeah,
right.
yeah, he understands. Well, actually, he does what's called he has a software. I think it's a keyboard splitter or something, or some type of emulator, and that allows him to use the left side controls even on the right side. I could send you some links to teach you how to set that up.
That would be helpful.
Yeah, that way you wouldn't have a problem on the right side. But yeah, it takes a bit longer to set up though, so for now I'll just let you fight on the left.
Ugh. Well, if I can even fight, yeah.
I think you went for a push there, probably by mistake.
Yeah, that was a mistake. I went for the push.
Yeah, it's probably pretty easy to press those because they're pretty close.
Yeah, they're pretty close. It's the U.
Yeah. Yeah,
he's just picking me apart.
He's holding nothing back, but yeah, that's what it's like.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a rookie mistake right there. I'm going to score a point against this almighty Oak.
Whoa, you're doing some fancy stuff there.
Oh. Let's do a rematch, Oak.
Alright, yeah, you guys can just pick whoever and rematch.
Yeah. Do it again.
Oh. Yeah, Oak, you can go again. I don't know if he's listening, but you can...
So is this doing something else?
I'll just direct message him quickly.
Okay. Well, if not, it's a great stream so far. I really think this is fun. So do you have more stuff you want to handle at the end of this, or do you want to just talk about gaming and stuff, or just continue through this?
Let's continue.
This is just me hanging out with you. So
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, just continue. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm in.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah, I'm in. Okay, I'm in.
So he switched to his other main that's Calc, so...
Okay.
The old man.
The old man. We'll see how this goes. Old man and the protege.
Yeah, Kalkstein has a pretty cool backstory himself. He's Prussian, actually. And he used to go out adventuring. But now he's kind of settled down and he has his own mill. So, but he has a lot of experience.
I could tell. Yeah, that double... There we go. I think he's holding back.
Yeah, it's possible. Oh, there's a stab.
Oh, no, not at all. He just walked up and he's like, no, this isn't holding back. You had yourself exposed. I took it.
Yeah, Cal can really mix it up. You think he's throwing a cut, and he might well be throwing a cut, but then he can stab right after at any time.
Ooh, I had 2 hits on him too. But again, that's like the mentality of like fighting versus dueling.
Yeah. Spacing. Ooh.
Ooh.
That was a good try.
So if I lead with the edge of the sword at the head, you said it's
Yeah.
a little bit better. Okay.
Try and claim that space. And with Isabella, your advantage is speed, I would say. Believe it or not, Calc actually has a reach advantage because he's taller and his blade is actually fairly long. He can reach out with it more. So your thing is definitely closing in, claiming space, and using the speed of your combos.
Yeah, that was just, I went for the reach on accident there. Need some scoring points. But that doesn't keep your head on your shoulders.
Ooh, that was cool.
I keep on getting these slashes across the chest.
Yeah. And those can kill in one hit, of course, but they aren't quite as dangerous as a hit to the head, typically.
Oh, perfect. Nicely done. Oh, nicely done.
Alright, we'll swap sides now, and I'll play against Oak.
Sounds good. I mean, it seems, has the channel been growing?
Yeah, it's been growing. It's very, I mean, as far as YouTube goes, it's obviously not going viral or anything like that. But it's been growing at a very, very steady pace just as people join the community and stuff like that. So the growth's been fine for what it is, but it hasn't been by any means amazing in the grand scheme of things. But I'm pretty happy with it so far. I'm almost at 200 subscribers, hoping to get to like 1,000. I think that's a reasonable goal. But
yeah, I see that. You're at 186. I'm trying not to talk through you too much.
yeah.
You have quite a bit of views for that.
Yeah, my views have been, considering the size of my channel, they've been consistent, and they've been pretty good, so.
Very similar to mine. Like when I was looking at a couple of other people, like I noticed like a lot of them have like very high subscriber, but their views are so low. And I was like, I don't know how they're doing that. And then there's like Boomer, who's, you know, he's like a mixed bag of it. Like he's got quite a bit of watch hours.
Right.
But his views are low. And then like I'm looking at mine and I'm like, right around 515, I think, today.
Mm-hmm.
But like I also converted a real estate. I had a channel for real estate, but no one watched that. They only liked my shorts.
Right.
You know? So I'm like over like 300 something views right now. But my watch time's like through the roof right now. I'd like to be monetized.
Yeah. Yeah, even if it's a bit of pocket money here or there, it would be really nice.
Well, you know, it'd cover like the streaming costs at least,
Yeah.
you know, like OBS or something like that, you know. Like people think you could just walk in and become YouTube famous. Like I've been streaming for almost 2.5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, streaming, not streaming, making videos. So, but people watch. Very nicely done. Very evenly matched.
Yeah, this is how our tournament matches tend to go, so the pressure is always on. Because a lot can go wrong very quickly when you're so even like that, especially if it's down to the final flag, which often happens. Oh, nice. Kubel fixed the bug where he can dash while tired. That's good to see. I think. That might have just been a one-time thing. This is early access, so obviously there's still some bugs. You might have seen a couple too. Like, there's obviously some weird stuff that still happens, but for what it is, I'd say it's pretty smooth.
I should have put the link on this. Here, hold on. I put the link. I forgot to put the link that we're live on your side. Okay, there we go.
Worries.
I mean, I don't have like a ton of people following me, but it's helpful. So let me see here. Posting the link again.
Exchanging going on. Nice. Yeah, Oak managed to take it. And just like before Oak, let's give Victor the left side.
All right.
But you two
Hold
can
on.
fight now.
All right, sounds good. Okay. All right, I was just doing a very selfish promotion in the chat. All right.
Okay.
Yep, if you guys like this, and you like me getting my butt kicked, you'll see it later on my channel. Posted. But I do streaming, all sorts of stuff in the Seattle area. I do Kingdom Come Deliverance too right now.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to put my hands into different games right now. See what fits.
Yeah. We mentioned Idiot Boomer as well. You guys, he's actually on our Hellish Quart Discord. Check him out as well. I've even posted some clips from his stuff. He's a really good streamer. Does some really funny long-form content too. I love his sense of humor.
And he also did a video that I posted on my stream too for like an hour and 20 minutes. We interviewed and talked about streaming and our streaming journeys.
Yeah.
So.
And some tidbits about life. I really enjoyed that. So check that out.
Yeah, he's quite the gentleman, I'd say.
Yeah.
You know? And he looks like this old man I'm trying to beat right now. But this old man is not. Yeah, this old man is not. Ooh, got me cut.
Yeah, he went for one of those snap cuts. Doesn't always do as much damage, but it comes in quickly.
Yeah, it does help.
Yeah,
affects my movement speed. Yeah.
If you were to think in boxing terms, only imagine a jab that still has a chance of just killing you outright if it hits your head or something.
I like pulled the sword through him that time.
Yeah.
Oh, see, like that? Just getting these glancing blows across the chest.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I could see this. I could definitely feel it. Might be a new passion.
Ooh. It's quite a back and forth there. It looks like Oaks has the advantage.
Yeah, he has the advantage right now. The terrain. He had me up against the side.
Yeah. Sometimes a good player can actually sit in the corner, and an overconfident opponent can pay for just sort of trying to finish it there. but it's certainly for me, it's not a place I like to be. I like to have the freedom to move around
I
and
got
to
that
be the
jab
one
in,
applying pressure.
that little thrust. There we go. Stepped into him.
You're doing well this time. I see that you got hit immediately. A bit of commentator's curse, as we call it, but
It's fine.
yeah.
Ugh, there we go.
I gotta praise Oaks to even it out. Oaks he has your number now. He's gonna win.
Well, yeah, like Oaks, you both have like years of experience. I'm sitting here with like an hour and 34 minutes.
Believe it or not, by the way, Oak's actually from Russia, so his
Yes.
latency is pretty high. But I find if the connection is smooth, like even a distance like that can still be played as long as it's 200 ping or lower. That's kind of the sweet spot you want to be in.
Evenly matched at this point.
Yeah, you're doing really well. There.
Ah, nicely
try.
done, Oak.
Yeah.
That was like my best match there so far.
Oak says, "Good games, guys." Yeah.
Oh, he might be dropping off. It's pretty late over there. Yeah.
Yeah, it must be. He's often up fairly late, but yeah.
It's like 11.
Yeah, it must
He's
be.
like GMT plus 9, I think, for me.
Yeah.
At least 9, 10. So. Okay.
Here, I'll just back out. He might have left. Let me just check. Yeah, he did. All right, let's just do some more matches then.
Sick. Let's go.
Yeah. Appreciate you coming out, Oak. Though, Oak. It's cool to expose him to a different style as well, a newer player instead of just mine.
Yeah, that was really cool. Instead of just one guy, you know.
Yeah.
I'll leave on this little winning streak. It's getting dangerous. Yeah, I almost got you, Oak. Like, you had to leave when you had a little bit of your dignity.
I'll go with the Axeman this time. And like I said, he's a glass cannon, so I'll give you some advice when fighting him. Like, the best way to beat him is to call him out and try and hit him first. Because he can actually break through your guard sometimes because his axe is heavier. Well, it's not heavier than the sword per se, but it's, it's forward weighted, so more of that weight is forward. Yeah. Oftentimes, actually, swords and axes are a pretty similar weight if they're a similar size. Obviously, like a big, halberd or poleaxe, something way bigger than this.
Well, I was like,
but
I'm watching how you play it. Like, obviously, an axe does like a swing more,
Yeah.
So like, I'm like sitting here like, how do I counter this, Because it's like, I know you're going to swing. Do I step through it or do I like step back?
Yeah.
Like that? Yeah.
Well, even experienced people sometimes find the axe really spooky because if I hit you with the haft, it's not going to kill, of course. This game does simulate that. And so sometimes moving back is actually a mistake because you're moving into the axe head. But sometimes moving forward is also a mistake depending on what type of swing is being done. Like if I do a swing like that, it's called the liver shot in this game. It's aimed at the liver. That can be done from very close in.
Yeah, and you can, like, it's surprisingly deceptive because, if you just change up how you're holding it a little bit, you have like more reach, or you can shorten the actual reach.
Yeah. And sometimes that can render an attack more effective or less effective too, depending on how close I am to you. That's something you don't have to worry about as much in Kingdom Come Deliverance, and for good reason too. It's a very different type of game, so it wouldn't be good if you got punished for getting really close to your opponent and your hits just didn't do anything. It would be very unresponsive.
Well, on hardcore, there is a bit of that.
Oh yeah?
On hardcore. Yeah, on hardcore, like, I would say if you are doing a replay, the best thing to do is to do it on hardcore because the combat system is completely different. It's not just the indicators, but like
Yeah.
Like everything is different. Like you close the distance up against an axe guy. Well, he has a shorter range, so he hits you harder. You know,
I see.
like stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of things. It's odd. You can't just. It's not one specific. And then when you're playing against multiple foes, they don't line up.
Yeah.
They flank.
They surround
you know.
Yeah.
They surround you, and then they affect you differently. So. Yeah, I have the stamina issue right now. So it's like, it's completely different.
Yeah.
Because I played 30 hours of the regular game,
Mm-hmm.
and then I jumped onto hardcore. Because I'm a hardcore player.
Right.
So, I'm trying to remember that this is not a fighting game. This is a dueling game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, how? Oh, see, you went through my guard.
Yeah.
Completely.
So fighting this guy, like I taught you a bunch of things about how to defend yourself and all that other stuff. It's almost like you gotta unlearn it a little bit when you're fighting the axe.
We got to thrust in.
Yeah, you gotta, at some point, be the one attacking instead of just defending.
Yeah, you got to go for it instead of defend.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one favors like an all-out attack.
Yeah.
Let's try that.
And although Yendrick's powerful, a lot of the good players don't like fighting him because they find him easy to punish and inconsistent. Because he's a glass cannon, he's not about just, you know, defending yourself, parrying, riposting. He's just about going in and hoping that your swing works. And if you space it perfectly, he is powerful, but sometimes he just doesn't have that consistency a lot of players are looking for.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
That block to attack that you were going to do. I kind of felt it was coming. So let me do. I'm going to do the old man.
Okay. Let's try Marta. She has a really cool skin that I really like.
It's a cool looking skin. It's like almost a. Is that a Plague Doctor mask?
I think it's a. It's like a theater mask, but it looks similar to a
yeah, it is a
mask. I could
yeah,
see
it
why
is
you
a
thought
theater
that.
mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reminds me a bit of like Venetian masks too.
I was thinking like masquerades.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just totally left myself open with that one. So
yeah. This particular rapier character, a lot of people consider Marie weak, but Marta, this character here, is considered very strong right now. And that's because her point is so nimble. In fact, I'm doing a rapier tournament tomorrow, so we'll see a little bit of that probably.
oh yeah, I was gonna watch your tourney. What time is you doing that? Oh, he snapped.
11 a.m. MDT.
Okay.
Yeah, Mountain Time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go at 4 with my stream tomorrow. I finally figured out how to do my scheduling the streams and like doing the what is it? Putting up. Ooh, I got the points. Putting up a schedule. Make it easier for people to follow me. Hopefully.
Right.
It's funny because like my friends, they're graphic designers and people like that, and they're like, well, it's kind of good what you're doing, but like, and one's in media. He's like, it's kind of good what you're doing, but you're like, you have no focus. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, you just, as you stab me through the nose.
Yeah. Gave you a COVID test.
Yeah, I have no focus. Here you go, right through the nose. Perfect. So, I think it's fun though to like try new things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was like, I just got to close the distance with you on that one.
Yeah.
Kind of stepped aside through your sword.
Yeah, make sure you deal with that point. Because if you're spending too much time outside your own range, you're just giving me more opportunities to slowly pick you apart.
Yep. Yeah, that was just perfect. Perfectly done. Expertly.
You're doing well though. I'm not a fan of rapiers, so that's not super surprising, but
Well, at least you're working on it. What are you maining tomorrow on the rapier?
probably Marta, the character I'm using right now, since there's only 2 choices. Probably go with her. But you'll probably see some Marie players too. Some people do like Marie's ability to dash faster better. Sort of get in and out. Marta's more about slow, collective gameplay.
Oh, lovely. Perfectly done.
Yeah, and she snaps too. It's pretty cool.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. All right. I want you to do Isabella. I want to see how you play her.
Sure.
I always enjoy watching someone else take an attempt at stuff that I enjoy, so you can see how it's different. Like you're doing right now. How do I play as opposed to you?
Yeah, she was actually the first character I mained, believe it or not. But then I switched to sabers in like 2022. And I still play her occasionally, but I mostly play saber now. Filthy human and all that.
Filthy humans.
I've been thinking of doing like a human build in one of my playthroughs of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Just sticking with human style armor, weapons, and that kind of thing. Probably more horse archery because that's one of the things they're good at. And, you know, some Bane arrows. I think even the lower powered bows, I think they could still be pretty formidable.
I could see that, like just lead into the horse archery.
Yeah.
Curved swords and all.
Yeah. And there actually are
That's
some good
3 doubles in a row,
so,
sir.
Yeah.
That's 3 doubles in a row.
I've seen worse, even at top level games. Oh. Swords got like bound together there. That's a double.
4 doubles. This might be it.
I like how this game handles
5
it, too.
doubles.
Like if we both die, we don't get anywhere, right? It's just nobody
Yeah.
wins.
No one wins.
And we've actually done what's called a one life tournament, where we only do 1 flag each. And if you die at any point in the tournament, whether it's due to a double or somebody else killed you, then
You're
just
eliminated?
out of the tournament. Yeah, so you can actually have a case where nobody wins potentially because you're just dead. And that's very high pressure when you only have 1 chance to succeed in a match. We don't do it often because there is obviously an element of randomness to that when it's only 1 flag, but it is fun in its own way.
Well,
Anything can happen.
like as someone who plays hardcore, like one life games,
Mhm.
like I would appreciate that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah, we run those from time to time, and you even get a special roll if you do win those, so.
I stabbed you, but you got a heavier hit in.
Yeah. Yeah, stabs are good techniques in this game, but they don't have the stopping power, I guess is how I'd phrase it. So even if you do kill somebody, they might still have a chance to, at the last second, cut at you, right? Because a cut might take a hand off and might disable you, but a thrust, on the other hand, might not, even if it does hit a vital target.
Oh,
But it depends, like, if you stab someone through the face, then that's probably just gonna end it, right? Like, they won't even get a chance to respond, but... That's often where doubles happen. Somebody gets run through, but then the other guy's like, I gotta cut him back, and then it's a double.
oof.
It's not that they're seeking out a double so much as it's my only option. I might as well take them with me, kind of thing.
Yeah, going for a draw.
Yeah.
Well, that I think was more evenly matched, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Well, let's do one more for all the biscuits, I guess, and then I'll jump off. So, unless you have more you want to cover.
I think we mostly covered everything, but it was a lot of fun hanging out and just chatting and playing some games. Even got Oak on here, which was nice.
I know, that was nice. Well, you hang out on my channel a lot, so I wanted to help you. So
yeah, and I'm totally down to do more streams, more videos in the future. So hit me up.
ooh, gross. Yep, I'll hit you up with that. This is fun. I like it. It's good old-fashioned couch co-op, and that's what I go for with my stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, does it feel like we're hanging?
Yep, for sure. Damn, you're just going nuts over there. I'm tired too.
Going aggressive.
Yeah.
Going aggressive,
if you hit
yeah.
the opponent's guard, your stamina does the opponent's stamina does go down a little bit. It's not that much.
Yeah, you got me in the leg, so.
Yeah. But like over the course of a big fight, if you're just battering your opponent's guard, you can eventually make them tired.
Yeah, it was like I got to just be aggressive at this point, yeah.
And Kingdom Come is a bit like that too.
It does reward it sometimes, but like, you better have a save file. So.
Yeah. I
Oh.
punched you.
Yeah, you saw what I was doing. I was like, I'm going to double tap in and go for a grab, yeah.
Yeah, I went for a big cross to your face.
Oh, right in the hand.
And your sword went flying who knows where. There's like Team Rocket. That sword just went flying. Yeah, this game is obviously, as you can tell, like ragdoll based. Sometimes you get funny stuff like that. That's just what happens in games.
I slipped into fighting mode instead of dueling mode.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe that's the takeaway from this, is like duel instead of fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a different mentality.
Yeah.
Ragdolling everywhere. I love it. I haven't scored a single point on you here.
Yeah, I'm going 100%.
You know what? I don't mind.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'll make it even sweeter when I come back in a month and smash you.
Yeah, 100%. And you have improved, so you are definitely forcing me to at least, pay attention to what you're doing and not just sort of move in and do whatever. Yeah. Because if I do that, we'll either double or you'll actually score a point, like you almost did just now.
Mm-hmm. I was going for a point.
Yeah. Yeah, like there I was doing something fancy, but you blocked it, so.
Yep. Lovely dying. Lovely. Lovely. Ooh, well, any parting shots before we end, besides like, just get good, kid?
Well, thank you for coming out. I appreciated it. It's nice to teach someone else the game and whatnot. I'm glad you enjoyed it too. Hopefully you'll play it some more, maybe even buy the game, but that's up to you. I guess you'll just. But it's nice that you can play it through Parsec and see if you like it or not. Hopefully the connection was smooth too. You didn't seem to have any problems. So
it was fairly smooth. Yeah, I'm on Ethernet, so.
That's good. Good.
And I'm in a tech hub, and we're playing out of North America, so it's pretty close.
Yeah, 100%. And my connection's smooth too. And that's the important thing when playing through Parsec like this, that it's that both connections are smooth, because if one person's connection is a bit kaput for whatever reason, then that's where you run into problems. But yeah, it seemed to work really well, so that's good.
Well, I had a great time. Thank you for having me out. I mean, like we vibed, and that's what we go for on my channel. I want to vibe.
Yeah, 100%.
So, all right. Well, yeah, if anyone wants to check me out, it's Vibing with Victor at Vibing with Victor, obviously. And play games, hang, chat, that kind of stuff. Yeah, and just really appreciate all the support you've been giving me on my channel, and I've been trying to drop in on your tourneys too, and I'll check out your tourney tomorrow. So super fun.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
No problem. All right, I think I'll end the stream there, and I'll catch you later.
All right, catch you on the flip.
See ya.